Hey everyone. Hi. Thanks for joining. We're going to wait a few minutes. The beautiful Wah is going to be joining us. I am so excited to have her on today. So I'm sure you guys know her, even if you don't realize that you know her. If you've ever been to a yoga session, your yoga teacher has probably played her music. She is incredible. In case you guys don't know, she was actually the very first female to bring kirtan from India to the West. And this amazing call and response practice is so beautiful for opening our heart and for healing. And it has been an amazing opportunity for me to get to know her personally. She is just as beautiful as you can imagine. She has been doing all this beautiful work with healing practices over the last 30 years. She's worked with doctors and nurses and cancer institutes to use all these different healing techniques, including using the voice and singing and music, meridian stimulation, breathing techniques, thymus tapping. She has created all these amazing techniques to help heal and relax the nervous system so that people can de-stress and live a more relaxed, energetic life. And so it is amazing. I was given her book probably about 20, well, maybe not 20 years ago, probably I'd say about 15 years ago, I think someone first gave me her book and her CD. And it's been incredible. She also makes these beautiful card decks that you can use for healing. And it's been incredible to use them. I actually gave the card deck to my daughter, Essie, and she's been using them. So I suggest that if you guys like card decks, check out hers. They're so fantastic. So she's going to be joining us in just a minute. And I'm really excited to incorporate our non-surgical facial technique into her beautiful healing techniques. And she's going to be playing some music for us at the same time. And so I'm really excited. Let me just see. Okay. So give me just a second. Perfect. There she is.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. I've been hearing your introduction. Can you hear me okay?
You are absolutely perfect.
Okay, good.
Great. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties on our end. Our internet keeps dropping in and out, so sorry if it took you a minute to get on. But as I was saying, it's such an honor to have you with us and to be able to incorporate the self-care practices that we have with your self-care practices and your amazing music. And I feel so honored that you would take this time to share with us.
Awesome. Well, I am really excited that Kristin and I feel like sisters. It feels like we've been in different areas of the world and we've come to the same conclusion about honoring Mother Earth and about caring for the body and about finding beautiful experiences both in fragrance and smell and cellularly with beautiful botanicals and products. So I just feel like we're doing the same work in the world, and so people should associate us together.
I love that. Yes, please associate us together, everyone. That makes me feel so wonderful. So I think what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk a little bit about, how we can redefine beauty in our lives. We know that the world is a little bit stressful. Being a parent, being an entrepreneur, just driving in traffic and going to the grocery store can be very stressful. And I think one of the things that I really recently got, even though it's something that I talk about all the time, but I just came back from Bolivia actually yesterday. I was on a pilgrimage with my daughter, hiking to all the sacred temples. And one of the things that I realized that in my life, there is a lot of stress. Oh, and my daughter just joined. Hi, Essie Bear.
Yeah.
This is Wah that I'm on with, and she made that amazing card deck that I gave you for your birthday this year.
Yay.
I'm sure she's very excited. So one of the things that I really realized is that, in my life, there are lots of situations in work and in being a mother and things like that where there is stress. And even in the moment, if I don't have the opportunity to get very stressed out, what I'm seeing is that my cells absorb this energy. And I know that when I was a child, I was conditioned and taught to kind of keep everything in. And so, for me, what happens is even if I don't actually mentally get stressed out, I leave situations carrying little, remembrance of that stress and that trauma in my body. And so taking the time every single day to release that stress is so important. I think that's for my health, that's the most important thing, and probably for a lot of people. So we're going to practice right now the massage technique that I teach to release stress and trauma from our faces. And for me, this is the number one rule for anti-aging. We were taught as a society to be very gentle when we touch our face, and yet we hold more stress and trauma on our face than anywhere in our whole entire body because we identify with our face. So every experience that we have ever had in our life, from the time we're in our mother's womb until right now, we have stored on a cellular level on our face because we believe we are this person. We use it on our driver's license and our passports. We recognize each other, out in public by our faces. So we hold that information there. And so if you're joining us and you have one of our Nourish products at hand, or anything that's organic or natural, you just want to make sure that the product doesn't have any water or preservatives in it. We're going to do a little introduction to the natural facelifting technique that I teach. And this is a process. It's going to take me a little longer to explain it, but you want to do it for 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes at night to really release stress and trauma out of the face and have good circulation and energy and vitality for the skin. That helps to protect you all day long, and it helps to relieve any imbalances that might have been created during the day. So I don't know, do you have any of your products with you, Wah? We can do it together.
Yeah, well, I see different people joining, so maybe they had to get hooked up just like we did. So maybe you're joining late. We're going to do this beautiful non-surgical facial restoration with Kristin, and then I'm going to play some relaxation music so that we can just do it all together after she's explained it. And then I'm going to talk you into a beautiful guided relaxation. So that's the whole program. The book that she was talking about is this one. I don't know. Yeah, not a great. But anyway, yeah, they come with different cards and all the different things that you can do. So I'm hoping that's the one that we're doing today, is relaxing your eyes and everything around your face and neck. So yeah, thank you for joining, and we'll probably be doing more of these if you like them. So go ahead and use the chat room. And after we've finished all of this, for the last 10 minutes or so of our hour together, we're going to have Q&A. So please use the chat room for that too. So thank you for coming and welcome.
Yeah, perfect. And I think I would be happy to do this more with you. I would love it. It would be such an honor. And if people have anything specific that they want to talk about next time, write that in the comments so we can keep track of that, and we'll be able to share more of this energy based on what everybody wants. So yeah, we'll get started with the at-home facial technique that I teach. I'm going to teach it to you, which will take about 10 to 12 minutes. And then what we'll do is, after we've learned it together, Wah will do it again in silence, but Wah will be playing some really beautiful music behind. And I want to talk a little bit real quick about affirmations. You can come up with your own affirmation. If you don't know what an affirmation is, it's basically just a really beautiful, positive message that you speak or think into existence. I did a study one time many, many years ago. If you've been following me, I've been in the skincare industry for 23 years. The first 11 years of my career were only in plastic surgery. And after this amazing, enlightening trip to Peru, to the jungle, I learned about the power of plants, and I converted my whole practice of Botox, fillers, chemical peels, lasers, facelifts into completely natural and very, very authentically natural. I am very particular
Oh
about.
my God, what a journey.
And I created a manufacturing company. We're USDA certified organic. We make two different lines of skincare products, an everyday line and a very high-end luxury line. We only use plants in our products. We encode healing frequencies into the products. We're vegan, no animal testing. We use this amazing biophotonic glassware, so we don't have to use any preservatives. And my passion is teaching people about how to be your own amazing esthetician. So
And
I,
can I ask you,
yeah,
did you observe various side effects from doing Botox and some of the what would be called mainstream beauty care?
yeah. So what happened to me is that I had an injury when I was 2 years old that affected my brain, my digestive system, my immune system, and caused a lot of reactions through my life that were very difficult to deal with. One of the biggest things is my reproductive health was highly damaged, and I was told I could never have children. And 4 months after my first trip to the jungle, I got pregnant with my little miracle baby, Essie, who's watching. And this was before the days of like Amazon. So like I had to go to Barnes and Noble, and I left with a huge stack of books. I bought all the books on being pregnant. And in there, the first book I read, the first chapter was on personal care products and how toxic our personal care products are. So I'll talk a little bit about Botox and fillers and facelifts in a moment, but the first thing is just things you're using every single day. And they talked about the side effects and how many chemicals store in the baby's cord blood, how many make that pass the blood-brain barrier, and how many of these chemicals are actually part of the whole process of cellular development inside the baby, so that every cell in every organ system and all of their body parts absorb these chemicals and they stay for life. They don't have very good detox tools to detox them. And the ones that store in the brain, if they're not properly detoxed before 18 years old, will stay in the brain basically forever. And how many of us are doing, repetitive detox sessions on our children under 18 years old? So that right there was alarming. I threw out everything. I'm very radical. I'm either like one way or the other. So I threw out all of my personal care products: shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, toothpaste, mouthwash, perfume, body wash, everything that had any kind of water, preservatives, synthetic ingredients. I threw everything away. I threw all my cleaning products away, and I started making everything myself. It was amazing. I loved the process, and I really wanted to make sure that my baby was healthy and that everything that I put on my body, I felt would be something acceptable to put in her body. And that changed my whole perspective. That was wild for me. And then I really started to learn about the connection between the skin, the face, and the whole body. This is our liver meridian, gallbladder meridians, kidney meridians. And the first thing that really scared me was that this is where we were injecting Botox, which is a toxin, botulinum toxin. And the liver is so critical for detoxification. When I finally started studying the non-pharmaceutical way and looking at the holistic way, the most important organ that we really support is our liver that we're detoxing, because I'd say about 45% of aging is not being able to detox properly. Putting chemicals in this area of the body is really not a good thing for our long-term health. And you're an amazing example of this, Wah. When you put good thoughts and good nutrition into your body, you can stay beautiful forever, because our body, our cells live on vitality and energy. And so, it's so important that the things we're putting in and on our body do not poison us. And, you know, I saw a lot of side effects for people that started very young, getting all these chemicals and lasers and, you know, synthetic ingredients, that long term the skin was declining a lot faster, which made them really good customers for, you know, when I worked in the plastic surgery industry. So one of the big things, you know, that I share is that if you want to really have beautiful, vital skin, you must feed it things that are full of life force energy and vitality. If you feed your skin and inject into your skin and put into your body things that have zero vitality, zero life force, or are even negative because they're toxic, so they destroy life force energy, you're going to have less vitality and life force energy in your face. And it was a silly thing that I thought, how did I never think of that? You know? So,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll also add that, you know, in the traditional Chinese medicine approach to health, the liver, all of the organs are associated with various emotions. And so when the liver is debilitated, that usually shows up as anger, rage, frustration, which might be things that we feel like even, you know, at a certain time of the month, the liver is then, you know, working harder to try and detox to get ready for, you know, the feminine cycle. And so when the liver is working well, then you have the capacity to detox, and it also shows up as creativity. So you're feeling very creative, you're feeling very free, you're feeling like you can have impact in your world. So if you're adding a lot of chemicals and the liver is compromised, then you might be feeling frustrated, you might be feeling angry, you might just feel like nothing goes right for me. And so that sometimes can just be that the liver needs a little support to detox. So sometimes if you're feeling like, oh, I feel so fat, and it's like, oh, well, what is that fat? The fat is the the excess energy that you want to release. So then you're just like, oh, good. Okay. So this is what it looks like. This is me letting go and detoxing. So that's the liver working well. I love how you say that.
and think
Milk,
about the
milk thistle, they're saying on the chat
yeah,
room. That's a good
think
one.
think about the face that you make when you're angry. You scrunch this area up here. So that's why it's so important at the end of the day. We all make this face at least once during the day. It happens. So it's okay. You can have, you know, we live in a toxic world. We live in a world full of emotions. I'm sure that even with our most beautiful energies and thoughts, there's still moments where we have all of the emotions that we feel, good and bad, right? So just taking a moment at the end of the day to acknowledge those emotions and release them out of the face, it just prevents them from getting stored in the face. And there's my Essie. Goodbye, Essie. She's going to the beach.
Bye,
Thanks for
Essie.
joining there. So affirmations are really important too. I did a study, actually, when I worked for plastic surgeons, I did a study and I asked 40 of my clients to do a test for 30 days where every morning they woke up and they wrote down the first 10 things that they thought about themselves when they looked in the mirror. Every single person, the first things that they noticed about themselves were not beautiful things. They noticed things like, oh, I look like I didn't get enough sleep, or like, where did these lines come from? Or, oh, I look disheveled in the morning, or I'm fat today, or whatever. It was every single thing, hands down, that people wrote down were negative. And when we start and end our day with negative thoughts, that unconscious conversation rules our nighttime dreams and rules our daytime reality dreams, whatever you want to call it. But so it's really important to take this moment when you wash your face at night and when you use your products in the morning. Taking this moment to create an affirmation process is really powerful. You can create your own affirmation. It can be simple, like, I love you, you're beautiful, and thank you, you know? Or if you notice, like, each of our products, you can look, each of our products has an affirmation written on the box that you can
I
read.
love that.
and you can share it with yourself. So when you wash your face at night, you can be massaging and embedding this affirmation into your skin. And when you put your products on in the morning, the same thing. And you can stay with one affirmation for a long time or just pick different affirmations all the time. But the more that we encode these affirmations into our cells, the biggest difference is that it's going to make an unconscious conversation that we're constantly pushing out into the universe, into reality. So
there's someone who joined, her name is Grace Walter, and she went on tour with me one year, and she created stickers that just really tiny little stickers that said, "Hello, beautiful."
oh, I love it. Grace, if you
And
have one of those stickers, we would love to buy, share some with our clients when they purchase products. That would be amazing.
yeah.
So yeah,
So,
so with that, let's get started. If you have any of our Nourish products at home, I'm going to be using my favorite one, which is the Rosea Cream. And if you don't have any of our products at home, you can use something natural. Even if you have to go to the kitchen to get something, no water, no preservatives, please, just only plants or oils. If you're using coconut oil, I would take it off later because the molecular size of coconut oil is a little too dense for the skin. Otherwise, you're gonna practice this massage. So again, if you just joined, I'm gonna teach you the massage. We're gonna do it together. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes. I'll explain everything. And then at the end, we're gonna stop, take a moment, and then I'm gonna do the practice without speaking. It takes about 2 minutes. And Wah is gonna be sharing some beautiful music with you. And after the massage, she's gonna be guided to share some of her beautiful techniques for self-healing and self-care. So if you want to take your products, I would take a pretty good amount for this teaching aspect. Oh, Reef Butterfly is asking if I'm still in Delray. So I am currently, our manufacturing facility is in Tequesta, and I am in Boynton Beach once a week seeing clients. But most of the time I'm in Tequesta making products and things like that. So you're going to take a pretty good amount of product. You're going to put it into your hand. I like to break it down a little bit. The reason we use our hands, not a gua sha or a crystal roller, is because our hands really carry some beautiful magic. They're very connected to our body, and we have a better ability to self-regulate and self-heal when we're using our fingers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply the product all over the face. And this is great for me. I just got back from Isla del Sol in Bolivia. It was like 15,000 feet high, so I'm still a little dry. And then you want to make sure that you go down the neck, and you want to pump the lymph a little bit first. So just right above the collarbone, you can pump, or you can kind of rub back and forth, and you're just going to activate the lymphatic system because we're going to be doing a huge detox on the face. So first we're going to start with the liver meridian. When I was a kid, I had a lot of irregularity in my liver function. And so I had pretty bad lines in this area, I'd say before I was even 10 years old. So this is always my favorite area to work on. And I'm applying pretty firm pressure. So first you can go up and down. Then if you want to go back and forth. Basically, if you feel any ridges, you can do circles, you can do back and forth, you can do up and down. You want to apply pretty firm pressure, and it can be sore. For most people, this is a little sore. If you have pain, then don't continue pressing that hard. But if it's just sore, that's normal. And if you're hitting the fascia pretty accurately, you might even feel a popping sensation. I promise you're not breaking yourself. You're just unwinding those fascial cohesions. So we're just going to relax the area of the face. And make sure you kind of pull up a little bit on the brow in here, because I really like to keep my eyes open, and stress can pull this area down. This is all my worry, stress, everything shows up right here. So we're really relaxing this area. And if you're doing this at home, you would be repeating the affirmations as you're doing this process, which we'll practice a little bit while Waz playing some music for us. So I'm going to just do some extra circles in here. And I found one little indentation that I feel here. So I'm actually going to spend a little extra time. Imagine that I'm just erasing this indentation. It feels like an indentation in my bone, but it's actually this fascial cohesion that's pulling. And that's what pulls lines and wrinkles into the skin. And so I'm feeling first, it's a little rigid. Then I feel a little bit of soreness. And then as I work through it, everything just kind of opens up and smooths out. And so now we're going to work on the forehead. And I like to do some really beautiful circles.
So there shouldn't be any bumps or anything. It should just all feel like one smooth thing underneath the fascia?
Yeah. Once you get this all smoothed out, you would feel like a really beautiful, smooth foundation to work on. So I teach people kind of like if a kid is having a temper tantrum, you want to give them a little direct attention and love and nourishment. The same thing with your face. If you have a line, a wrinkle, an acne breakout, a brown spot, pay a little extra attention. That's just the body's request for some energy and attention. And then now I want to go under my brows. This is my favorite. This feels so good. I like having very open eyes. I'm not one who cares too much. If I have like a few lines or wrinkles or brown spots on my face, I like to just leave that and be okay with it because I don't feel like it takes away from my beauty. But one thing that I really feel helps me to feel very vibrant and open are these lifted open brows. So I do a lot of massage here and I feel like it has opened my eyes up over the years. And I like that. For me, that's an important area. And then we're going to go out to the temples. So I'm going to basically be rubbing into the hairline. And you can feel in the temple you have that nice pressure point which you want to activate. And I like to go right into the scalp, right into the hair. And you'll feel sometimes if you have some lymphatic stagnation there, you'll feel a little bit of an itchy sensation. And that means that you definitely, your body was wanting this detoxification, this movement here. And then I'm going to go right under the eyes. And I know most people are taught to be very gentle, use just the ring finger and dab, but you actually want to apply pressure under the eye. This is the kidney meridian. It's responsible for fluid and detoxification. And moving this chi is really important. Think about if your back hurt and you went to the massage therapist and they just tickled you, right? It would not feel like it did anything. The same thing, the face needs pressure and movement to properly detox. And again, after I finish under the eye, I'm kind of right back up to this temple here. And then I'm going to go to the nose and I'm going to start here again and work all the way down. This is connected to the heart meridian. And I also used to have really big pores on my nose. And this is like the magic eraser. This really helps to detox the oil glands on the nose. And this helps the nose to be able to eject any grease because sometimes people will use a lot of drying agents on their nose and those drying agents can cause our oils to become imbalanced so that there's grease instead of lubricating oil. So I do some nice massage and then I'm going to go right, I'm going to apply firm pressure underneath the cheekbones. So I'm just rubbing down this area with the sinuses here. If you have sinus congestion or you fly a lot like I do, you're going to apply nice pressure here, little circles. If it feels sore, that's good. Sometimes you can just find a spot and just do almost like a little like cranial sacral. Press on the area and then just let it release and move. And then you're going to follow the cheekbone as if you're sculpting out your cheekbone. So we're using pretty firm pressure under the cheekbone. And then we're going to go onto the cheek and we're going to kind of squeeze and pinch, almost like you're plumping the muscle. So you're still using pressure, but you're also elevating and lifting this muscle, and you can do the same on both sides. And I love this. This really helps to create this nice tone on the cheek. And it helps to the squeezing technique pumps toxins out of the muscle here. And I do this, but I don't wear any facial makeup. A little mascara, sometimes some eyeshadow, but this is what I do before big events, photo shoots, parties, galas, things like that. And then afterwards, I'm just gonna run my fingers along my jaw on the outside here. And this can be a pretty tight area for people. In my facial practice, when I work on people, I work inside their mouth too, releasing stress and tension. And probably 99.99% of people that I work on have a lot of stress and tension in their jaw. So I'm just going to be working on the jaw, working into the chin. You can do anything that you feel guided. Circles, you can pull apart. You can just go back and forth. You can kind of go up and down. Right now for this first technique, there's really nothing that you need to worry about as far as technique, just the love and the movement. I'm going to go up and down the nasolabial folds. And if you feel like you have nasolabial folds that you would like to release, remember, pay more attention. So you can pull against the folds. You can go up and down the folds. You can do circles on the folds. I like your fingers are like your little magic wands. Use what you are given and feels good for you. I like to work above the lip too. And then I go into the lip and I kind of imagine that I'm pumping up the lip. It also pumps and detoxes. If people are wearing traditional cosmetics on their lip, they can have a lot of dyes and chemicals that absorbs into the tissue on the lip. This is a really great technique to heal the lips. And then we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to work under our chin. So start at the base of the chin and then work out to the ear. And if it feels a little sore, you're going to go all the way out here. If it feels a little sore, you can, Wah's doing a beautiful job breathing out that energy. And bring your attention. If you find stress or tension in an area, bring your thought to that place and help to breathe that energy out. And then you want to go down the neck. So I'll start kind of drag fluid from this area under the ear down. And it's important to work down the neck because we want to strengthen the detoxification channels that move lymph and fluid. Remember, blood goes from our heart all the way to the crown of the head and back down. So a big part of what we're doing here is just detoxing. And then we're going to go into the chest and you can do some big circles. I go all the way into the muscle and I'm creating some detoxification in the muscle here. And then we're gonna do some nice thymus tapping. So you have your collarbone and then you have 1, 2 rib bones. You have a soft kind of sore spot here where you wanna spend at least 10 to 15 seconds tapping. And this is important to activate our immune system. It's something that has about 70 years of energy when we're born. And it's as simple as this little process to create more vitality and life force and energy on the thigh. And if you ever feel like you're congested or you feel like you're getting sick, this is an amazing immune stimulant. And remember, your skin is part of your immune system. So the stronger you keep your immune system, the stronger you can keep your skin. And then we're going to go into the ears. So you should be really feeling this. I like to focus first on the front of the ear. And I focus on everything. So first I'm in my lobe. When I get to the bottom, I like to kind of pull out and down, and you might feel like at the crown of your head, this little apex release. And then I'm going to work in my ear a little bit. So every part of my ear is being touched, massaged, and loved. If you find a spot that you just naturally feel like needs energy, you can just pinch and release a few times. We're going to come right in here and just massage. So while you're massaging, also move the ear. Release the ear off of the skull. Massage the whole front of the ear, and then you're going to take your thumbs and you're really going to focus on the back of the ear. And this feels amazing. And then we're going to take our hands and we're going to work on our scalp. So remember, the scalp is just as much a part of your face as your cheeks are. And it's so important to get some movement. This is really good. I know I'm talking now, but if you're at home doing this, Wah's doing a really good example of breathing and toning while we're doing this process. That is so good for you to practice at home, just moving this energy. And remember, this is anti-aging, releasing stress and tension out of the face, the ears, the scalp, the neck, and the chest is the key I have found for anti-aging. And it feels amazing. So this is it. I just noticed I made almost like a little heart shape on top of my head there because I love myself. So you should feel now warmth. Like when I release, I feel warmth. I feel circulation and blood flow in my ears and my face and my neck and my chest and in my scalp. That is what you're looking to create twice a day with your practice, with your technique. You want that intense circulation. So what I'm going to do right now, hi everyone, we have all these beautiful friends joining. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop talking and Wah is going to share some music and just massage. Don't worry about your technique. You can follow me if you want, or you can do your own thing. You're your esthetician. And so please share some beauty with us, Wah.
I love these comments. Feels yummy. My eyes feel better, relaxing the eyes. Feeling the radiance of the skin pulsating, allowing your unique energy to come from the very inside, let's call it the bone marrow, allowing it to move out through the bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, skin, fascia. Allowing yourself to be transparent, as if the light could shine right through you. And sitting in a comfortable way, with the feet flat on the floor, or perhaps reclining. As if beauty were a molecule, allowing molecules of beauty and kindness to circulate through the skin, like lymph nodes. No particular pathway, moving easily and in harmony with everything around it. Each cell replicating in perfect harmony and in perfect balance. The base cell membrane with intelligent discernment about how to let love in. About how to feel a little more pleasure, a little more safety. And the digestive enzymes coordinating effortlessly with the heartbeat. And it's all happening on your behalf. Precise, mathematical adjustments. Like so many leaves being blown by the wind. And even while your mind and body are resting, your subconscious mind is listening, learning, and making changes to feel something more pleasurable in each moment. To feel something more beautiful within and without. And when you are ready, lips touching, teeth are not touching, allowing a free flow of energy through the body. Allow the eyes to blink open, but just gazing, not looking at anything in particular. And closing the eyes, returning to the inner world. Feeling the eyes relax. And then opening the eyes again, but not looking at anything in particular. And when you're ready, blinking the eyes a few times to come all the way back. So trying to allow the eyes to gaze whenever possible rather than squinting, rather than frowning, rather than trying to figure something out. Everything's being done on your behalf internally. So just being allowed, being in a place of allowing the world and your life to unfold in the most natural way. So we thought that we might do a Q&A at the end of our session. I forgot that after relaxation, nobody can talk or even function. So we're probably not doing a lot of Q&A. So I would just say maybe we can, for 3 minutes or so, we'll just, if you have an affirmation for today that you want to share on the chat room, and then Kristin and I will we'll share what you say, and we'll also share what we're feeling. So I would say, if I was tapping thymus, I would just say, I have everything I need. I have everything I need. Kristin, you want to share one?
Yes. An easy one for me that I like to teach my daughter and practice whenever I can is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And remembering that everything that I put out on the inside comes back to me. That healing circle of life. There's no past, there's no future, just in this circle of love.
Beautiful. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The affirmation of Ho'oponopono. We have, I am whole. So I am whole as in complete. I am complete. one that I've been using lately. If you know EFT, then you know that the small intestine meridian here, even though people are flying off the handle, I still love and accept myself. So it's just like you could just tap the side of, they call it karate chop, and so then you just, even though people are flying off the handle, I still love and accept myself. And you can also, you can do that beautiful exhale for us on this end. That is card number 19. So it's just, the exhale is just an easy way to teach the body or to request the body to release that which doesn't support your highest purpose. So sometimes we say, oh, well, I'm going to be empowered, but within ourselves, there's a feeling of angst. So then you just take the angst. So for example, if you said, you did that first one and you said, I have everything I need. And so then you're tapping it into an area of the bodies. You can feel it. I have everything I need. And it's like, and you feel like, no, I don't. I don't have enough of this or that. And then you're like, that's called resistance. And so what you do with the resistance, you don't struggle against it. You just simply inhale and then allow that resistance to move on its way. And then you tap again and you just see, is the resistance still there? So then I've done an exhale, clearing breath. I have everything I need. So then I feel a little less resistance. If I still feel resistance, and this comes up with trauma, then you do it again. And you do it until there is a feeling of harmony in the body. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sarah. So, how about tapping the top of the head? So the governing meridian. So just tapping the top of the body and just saying, it's a beautiful universe.
You just remind me of one of my favorite affirmations that's on the Center of Life serum, which is, I am the ultimate representation of beauty in the universe. I share beauty in my words, my actions, and my thoughts.
I am the ultimate representation of beauty in this universe. Mm-hmm. Releasing trauma, releasing resistance, releasing junk, releasing people's weirdness, like just releasing. It's like, well, we're not doing great. That's okay. Mm-hmm. This is us learning how to be in a new way in the world. So we try things, which is completely courageous. My face feels totally different after plumping and pinching and asking the circulation to increase. I usually just rub, but I never do the pinching and plumping. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, if you like this, give us a little shout either on the social media or chatting in, and Kristin and I can do this again. We need regularity. So it's something to look forward to. It's like once a month, then we'll come together, we'll pinch and plump and affirm and relax and have a sound bath.
I love it. And I know Sarah B., I believe, asked a question earlier about forehead and what organ meridians it attaches to. And we have, this is the liver meridian, and this is the gallbladder meridian. And it can be different in different traditions, but for me, this is how I feel like the face connects. And then this runs into the kidney meridian. So those are the three areas that I really like to focus on when people start working with their face at home: liver, gallbladder, kidney, really detoxing and moving. And you will notice that even the eyes, as they start to open, they can become more bright and more clear, just massaging this area. And again, making sure that no chemicals are used in that process, that you're just using natural plants.
Love it. Thank you all so much for shining your beauty into the world. It makes a difference. I just want to say that it makes a difference. You know, if we create something that's health, wealth, happiness, like you're saying on the chat room, if we create that, it does make a difference in this world. And if we spend all of our time arguing, it's still the same length of life. It's just a different quality. So thank you for coming together, for celebrating goodness and celebrating beauty that is skin deep.
I like it. Together we can redefine beauty.
All right, you guys, take care. We'll see you again.
Yeah, we can do this once a month. I think this is amazing. I want to tell you one thing. When you were playing the music and I was supposed to just be massaging for 2 minutes, I don't know how much time went by because all of a sudden I realized I could have just been because it was so magical and magnificent.
Oh, that's my specialty, is evaporating into space.
Yeah, I was gone for a little bit. So I'm sorry if you were waiting for me to finish after 2 minutes.
Oh, so nice. Chat room saying, I love myself. That's beautiful. Thank you. Amen. Amazing.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. And wow, thank you. It was such an honor to be a part of this time together. And I really appreciate that you use our products in your life. And I'm so excited that we got to share such a really gorgeous time. I think this is my favorite IG Live ever.
So great. All right. And there's specials now for Christmas. You can buy little bundles on nourish.com. So check that out.
Nourish.co.
.co.
Yeah. Nourish.co. Yeah, I'm going to actually have an IG Live tomorrow. And I'm going to go over, we're giving away tons of products. The whole month of December is wild with giveaways. So if you guys have a moment to pop on tomorrow, I'll go over all the different giveaways that we have. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you, Wah. Have a really beautiful day.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining.
Bye.
Bye.